Hi, my name is Sandra, and today I'm very excited to share with you an activity called Songwriting in a Snap. We're going to use this packet of materials with our upper elementary students to help them learn the basics of songwriting. Don't worry, they don't have to really write their own song. We're going to take a baby step and use a familiar nursery rhyme to help them see how they could write a song. Everything you need is in the packet when you subscribe to the Sing Play Create free resource library. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel and click the bell for notifications. Let's get started. This is an upper elementary music activity, and it also is one lesson that you can turn into a whole unit for 6 classes or 6 periods, 6 different activities. So it's a great unit that you can do with your upper elementary students. You don't have to be a songwriter to do this activity because we're going to take a simple, well-known nursery rhyme and we're going to have our students write alternative lyrics to a song. This is a pre-songwriting activity. It's a great unit to do after your students can play chords or read the notes on the xylophone when they have some musical skills. This is a fun activity they can do that will take them to the next level, enable them to create their own arrangements, and it will open the door for helping them to compose their own songs. I'm taking all of these ideas from this packet of materials that I made. It's called Songwriting in a Snap, and it is free on the Sing Play Create free resource library, and you can download that. And I've gone in and made some new activities to turn this into quite an extensive unit that you can use with your upper elementary students. This is going to give them some fun things to do to write lyrics. They're going to be able to play it on the instruments. They're going to be able to collaborate, and they're going to be able to do a self-assessment as well as assess other student work. In the packet, I've written down the teaching steps, and you can see those here, where we're going to go through and we're going to take baby steps to having them put on a performance and showcase their songs. When I used this with my 5th and 6th graders, I found it was very important to give them a picture of what the end goal was. And so what I did is I would schedule a performance date for them, and that was just going to be in our classroom. And we were going to invite the kindergarten or 1st grade classes to come in, and they were going to help us with the concert. So I would teach a simple song, and in the packet I used Frere Jacques, but you could use Twinkle Little Star, any nursery rhyme that you like to do this activity. Then I would teach the classes that were going to be the audience, I would teach them that nursery rhyme. During the performance, we would sing the nursery rhyme as is, with everybody singing along as the students played. And I used guitars. You can use ukuleles, xylophones, barred instruments. But I would have the children all sing together the song, and then the students would share their original compositions of the nursery rhyme. I also took the time to make a PowerPoint of the student work so that our 1st graders could read along and sing the song with them. This really helped build a community, school community, and for my students in the 5th and 6th grades who were maybe shy and didn't want to sing solos, but they were excited about sharing their work, this provided an opportunity for them to not have to necessarily sing and perform like on a stage, but they could still write the song, and then they could have our little friends sing the words for them. And actually, that was a really positive experience for them, because how cool to have all the 1st graders singing your song that you wrote, and then they would get a round of applause, and it was a very positive class experience. The first thing we're going to do is learn to play the nursery rhyme. In the packet, I have melody, I have the melody with chords, and I have the melody with note names. You could use boom whackers to do this. You know, whatever works in your classroom. I'm trying to make it as easy as possible to have a fun unit of activities you can do with your students, possibly at the end of the school year. That's when I did it, and I found it was a great culmination activity. So we're going to have everybody play the song, and I'm going to have them memorize how to play it. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to brainstorm about ideas of how each student will want to change the lyrics. What is their song going to be about? So as you can see, I've got a circle map that they're going to fill out. There's also a sheet for them to write ideas out. And there's a part of the sheet where they're going to be able to organize their thoughts. And I've also created a PowerPoint presentation that has just some general pictures in it, as you can see, of things that might be interesting to the upper elementary age group. I've got superheroes and some fantasy pictures, some animal pictures, just a variety of different topics. Of course, you could take the PowerPoint and add in your own pictures, and you could make some connections to the other subject areas that your students are learning in the school. For example, if your students are learning about Egypt, you could maybe have them write about something about Egypt and choose to keep the topic so that it coordinates and aligns with their social studies standards. If you do it during March and April, you might want to do Earth Day topics. I learned over the years that one thing I really needed to work on with students was rhyming words. Some it comes very naturally to, and so you might want to take a song that's either popular or just take the Frere Jacques song and talk about on what lines are the rhyming words. So when you're writing a song, you're going to need to find those rhyming lines and make sure you have words that will rhyme. I found that having them write their ideas in 4 or to 6 sentences wasn't too hard, but it was then turning it into poetry that became a little bit more of a challenge. But you can have them work together, you can help them, you can use other examples of popular songs or other songs you've used during the school year to help them figure out how to do the rhyming. The other thing to pay attention to is the syllables in each beat. I know how it's going to be just by reading it, and I try to work with them to make sure that it's not going to be too hard for them to fit it in the song. And you want to have them for sure do a rhythmic writing with their lyrics, and then do a note writing with their lyrics after that. That way you'll be able to catch the rhythm issues and just double check that it really is fitting to the song. Yay, now we have our 4 lines, we have rhyming words, they've gone through and they've written the rhythmic values for their words, and we are now ready to put it to the music. After we have our melody and our words written on the sheet music, we're ready to go and play the song. So depending on what you've chosen as the instrument, whether it's ukulele, guitar, boomwhackers, or barred instruments, or even keyboards, then you're going to have them practice their songs. This is where you can add in some differentiation. If you have students that can actually compose music, go for it. Have them do more than what's just on the page. And then those students who really are just barely trying to get the words on with the melody, there's lots of room to accommodate all the different levels of music skills that you have in your classroom using this kind of an activity. After students practice their songs, have them play them for the class. And this is where you'll want to start making your presentation. So you have the class sing along with them as they play their song. I do that because I take into account that many students may not be able to play and sing at the same time. I really like the idea of having everyone sing along with the student. And then if there's students who want to sing solos, you can accommodate that. But if you're going to have everyone sing along at the beginning, this will alleviate any fears or anxieties from students who may not want to sing and play at the same time. Then if you've chosen to do the concert, you'll have the younger students come in and you'll have them sing along as everyone plays their song, and they have a nice collaborative musical experience. After the concert, we're going to do a self-evaluation. And then we're also going to have them evaluate one other student so they get some feedback. I found that this activity was a school favorite. A lot of the teachers got really excited and wanted to be the class that got to come to our little informants or in-class performance. In the packet you can change and adapt it to 4th grade and up activities. You can adapt it to special needs classes. You can adapt it to composers already in the making. And then you have the culminating activity that's very collaborative and builds friendship and community within your school. You'll have your students learn songwriting in a snap. Don't forget to get the freebie in the Sing, Play, Create free resource library when you subscribe. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel. Let's keep kids moving and learning with music.